Gotta keep you cool though. You know I'm with you. I just want to make sure that we can actually communicate and there's no heat.
I think
make sense.
I should have known who was around my daughter.
First of all,
hold on.
You never even came by. Bro,
I came to the house. You said a man never leaves his family, and I'm gonna make sure a man is inside the house. For one, I didn't leave. I got a house around the corner. I was traveling.
You was traveling, but your dad did everything for you.
I didn't leave my children. No.
Technically, you did. Your dad was there.
So you're basically saying that I was an absentee father from the time I had to remove myself from the situation.
No, you removed yourself before he came along. You removed yourself at the first house.
He's been there.
No, that's not. Wait a second. Hold on a second. No, because he's not.
Just chill.
Wait a second. Okay. Wait a second. You were absent at the first house, Marquez.
Let me throw this out here real quick, based on what I was going, because I had a feeling that I was going to see. Context matters. In my personal opinion, men should fall back on a woman that is married. Period. That's the sentence. Without speaking to the previous husband, man to man, in advance, men should not move forward with any woman who is still married. That's my personal opinion. Agreed. Because typically all you have is one side of the story. And if your dick is speaking for you, or if your dick is listening, you're going to hear what you want to hear so you can fuck. You know, abandoned is a term that she is probably going to create. I had that was in my mind before we played that video. I was like, I bet, but the women gonna make that abandoned term. Ain't no man, even if he did do it, he ain't gonna say he abandoned. So the term is gonna come from her side of the camp. Mm-hmm. But when you hear the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, you start to say, you know, like for instance, he just spoke on when he got his divorce, the state of where Hink is living, the courts, the law said you got to go to your own corner. But I bet if Hink's woman was a woman scorned and she went to a little, you know, happy hour or something, she could say, yeah, my husband abandoned. His name is Hink. He abandoned me and the kids. All the while, the court said that Hink got to go over here and that she got to go over there and the kids can go with her. And that's what the judge said. But she's in the bar at 5 p.m. after work, sipping on a martini, telling the man that Hink abandoned her, especially if she's a woman scorned. In this video, she said technically, and he's like, what are you talking? I moved around the corner. Oh, but your father did everything. You know, what do you, I didn't. And so suddenly you start hearing more and more. Now, he could just be lying. She could be lying. But the fact that you want some pussy, you're going to naturally side with her. My advice is men should fall back if she's still married. That way you avoid all the technicalities that she's throwing out there. Technically, I heard her say, you avoid all the misunderstandings. Listen, finalize that paperwork, then come talk to me. Because I don't want to hear your side of the story, which could be a lie, or his side of the story, which could be a lie. Both of y'all, you know, Volley, I know you guys are going to get back together. And we were talking about that low-level threat of violence earlier. Somebody might die. And I have a big issue when it comes to women separating or getting men to feud against each other.
I think what makes Trisha's position difficult with Martell is just that they weren't straightforward about it from the beginning. So it makes it look a lot worse than what they say it is. It makes it look like it's exactly what they're saying it's not.
In Martell's version of events, the timeline didn't seem to add up. Ken and Trisha's timeline, of course, didn't add up. All of these relationships have to overlap with the husband because she's never been divorced. She's still married. Work with me, all right? Ken, Megatron, Superman, right? Super great guy. Everything.
If you guys haven't, make sure you hit that like button and also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Thing that she was missing. The husband, this guy abandons her, right? Leaves her to fend for herself when the whole world, right, comes crumbling down and the only people that you have next to you are the people that care about you. And you wouldn't run away from the husband at the first given moment.
It's
about that as well.
Hot twist.
And Martell was like, yeah, I mean, she came over or whatever. You know, we ain't do nothing.
That's what she said.
He said she wasn't bad enough for me. I'm like, so you invite her to the house and then she's not good enough though? Come on, Martell. You believe nothing happened?
I don't know. What's nothing? You know, people can do a lot of something.
Mm-hmm. And it still be nothing.
And still call it nothing. So it depends what nothing is, you know. Is it something that you would do in front of your significant other?
Yeah, that's the bar.
That you wouldn't necessarily do under normal circumstances? That could be considered something.
One man in jail for life and another man dead, and she lives on to go fuck a third dude another day. All because these two dudes got into it over this woman, and this because of her mouth or her version or her technicalities and technically this and her abandoned this to one, and the dude stepped in and did some shit that he had no business doing. You can avoid that if you fall back and don't fuck with a married woman until she's not married no more.
All right, let me play a little bit more clip and then
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Did this dude cheat? This dude cheated, right?
Per the episodes prior, he was committing infidelity.
So if he was committing infidelities, how do we even get to a narrative of about her? Like, I don't even know how we get to that part. Like, I'm like,
she got a boyfriend because that was her boyfriend. That's her new boyfriend sitting next to her that she's fucking while she's still married to Marquez that just walked into the restaurant.
Okay, I guess.
And Marquez is like, you was here before that. He's basically saying, why are you even with this dude before we even finish what we got going on? That's why the narrative is on her. She got both of those dudes in that restaurant has fucked her, basically.
Additionally, the narrative is on her because the reason why we started earlier with the other footage with Martell is to try to shed light on her history of deception. You know, a lot of those clips that were played before was supposed to shed light on the fact that she would be deceptive about how she was engaging with men. So whenever Marquez is saying you was with him before, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that maybe she was, given her history of deception. Because she told all the girls that she went to go train Martell. Come to find out, Martell exposed, not her. Martell said that, no, we watched the motherfucking movie and I ain't fuck her because she wasn't bad enough. She didn't say that.
At her house.
Well, no, it was at Martell's house.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and play some of that. Because you guys are asking questions, so let me go back a little.
Yeah, that's important.
Because I'm thinking judging her after he cheated is
Trish got handed to her a little bit on the trip. Somehow Martell told Stormy that Trish came to his house and Trish was like, no, but then she turned around and she was like, well, I did go to his house because I was gonna train him. And so we was like, what now? But then she got mad and she ended up leaving the trip early.
It's funny that you mentioned Trish going over Martell's because all the guys, we were talking about it and, well, Trish came over Martell's house.
Right,
said, I think he said a couple times.
Right, a couple of times.
He slid in her DMs, invited her to the crib, she came by, and they ended up watching a movie.
I ain't hear nothing about the movie now.
The story makes no sense. Like somebody needs to teach all of them how to lie. If you're training somebody, you don't come over their house and they don't have a gym. When you asked her to train you, where'd you guys go for training?
The gym.
Okay.
Maybe she's not into me like that. Going on between them two. When Mel came out saying that, you know, Destiny maybe sleeping with Martell. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
She said Destiny maybe sleeping with Martell?
She didn't directly say it, but it was like...
Martell been insinuating that too.
Between Destiny?
Martell makes jokes about that.
What did he say?
He says stuff like Law looks like him and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. I can see where if Martell constantly make it seem like him and Destiny slept together, I can see why Mel would kind of think that.